Malu with me, Ekta. Batra, looking not so bad for the markets, though we're off the highs, currently holding around that 17,700 mark for the Nifty. Is the Nifty Bank, which is outperforming with a gain of almost 0.5%. And for second day running, we are seeing the mid-cap index do well. And today, the heartening fact is that we do have more stocks advancing than declining, almost 1,500 advancing for about 1,200, which are declining. Hi, Ekta.
Hi, Mangalam. Yes, absolutely. But there are a lot of stocks which are in focus in today's trading session, and that seems to also be a theme. And obviously, you know, my eyes are I can't move away from what's happening in the entire pharmaceutical space and the disappointment that we've seen, both from the US FDA regulatory front for a couple of stocks such as Glenmark as well as Lupin, and for Gland Pharma, which is now down 15%. So it's an absolute disappointment which is really coming for Gland Pharma this quarter. And I just want to take you through a couple of key highlights for Gland Pharma this time round. So, for example, the revenue is down around 3%. The street was anticipating a 9% decline this time. Margins of around 28.4% versus estimates of around 31 to 32%, Mangalam. So, you know, the street was anticipating maybe that there would be that 30% plus margin which would be maintained for Gland Pharma. The profit came in at around, 241 crores versus an estimated 250 odd crores as well. Now, in terms of, a Q1Q recovery, yes, they did better than what they did last quarter, because Q1Q, the revenue was up 22%. Margins came in at 28.4 versus 31.5%. Now, core markets, which is basically the regulated market segment, was up 3% on a year-on-year basis. India has been disappointing and volatile for Gland Pharma, not as much in terms of a percentage of sales, but nonetheless, it was down 70% last quarter on a year-on-year basis. It's down 40% on a year-on-year basis this quarter as well. Now, what probably supports Gland this time is the net cash, which is still strong at over 3,800 odd crores. The stock has corrected significantly, so it's now down over 50% from its 52-week high. It's trading at around 20 times 1 year forward. And brokerages on Gland have cut their target price. So they've maintained their calls, but they've cut their target price. For example, Bernstein, Goldman Sachs, Incred, all of them have cut target prices. Citi, which has a sell, Morgan Stanley, which has an overweight, has a target price of 2,748, and Jefferies has downgraded the stock to hold with a target price which is cut to around 2,241. Now, brokers say that the margin decline was largely led by a change in mix plus competition. Morgan Stanley, for example, says a resumption of growth and strong IP visibility would be possible, would grow drivers FY24 on. But the likes of Incred, Goldman Sachs, Jefferies, all of them, Mangalam, have cut their earnings as well as EPS estimates.
And that explains why these stocks are seeing the kind of sell-off that they are right now as well. Gland Pharma